Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Sejanus, his fall, and we get to hear from Latiarus again today in Act 4, Scene 3. I think yesterday I said Latiarus, but it's probably Latiarus, but I warned y'all at the start of this play that I was probably going to pronounce most of the names wrong most of the time, so I apologize. But anyway, this is the scene where they are trying to set up Sejanus. It started off with Latiarus giving the orders that you two need to hide behind a curtain and pay attention to my conversation with him. I'm going to try to get him to say something perhaps treasonous, and when that happens, you two need to jump out, and then you can seize and arrest him, and we'll have Sejanus. So Latiarus went and got Sejanus and brought him in and was like, you've been loyal, and that's a great thing. And Sejanus is like, yeah, but these are rough times. And Latiarus is like, yes, these are absolutely rough times. People don't really know what they should be doing, and we can't really trust the government. And Sejanus was like, yeah, like nowhere is safe, and everything that we're writing is getting misconstrued. And Latiarus needs to draw him out a little bit more. So he continues the conversation saying, methinks the genius of the Roman race should not be so extinct, but that bright flame of liberty might be revived again, which no good man but with his life should lose. And we not sit like spent and patient fools, still puffing in the dark at one poor coal, held on by hope till the last spark is out. The cause is public, and the honor, name, the immortality of every soul that is not bastard or a slave in Rome, therein concerned. Whereto, if men would change the wearied arm, and for the weighty shield, so long sustained, employ the facile sword, we might soon have assurance of our vows. This ass's fortitude doth tire us all. It must be active valor, must redeem our loss or none. The rock and our hard steel should meet to enforce those glorious fires again, whose splendor cheered the world and heat gave life no less than doth the sun's. So this is Latiarus saying, as far away from what we want it to be as Rome has gotten, it shouldn't be so far away from that we can't recover it. We should be able to get back to sort of our glory days. And he's like, this should be the concern of all Roman citizens, except for bastards and slaves, that we work together and come to some sort of agreement, and we can be the bright shining light in the world that Rome is supposed to be again. But Sejanus responds rather gloomily. He's like, yeah, it's sort of better to stay in the dark though when we're in circumstances like we are now. And Latiarus keeps goading him a little bit and feeding him a little bit more, and he's like, well, but it's that Sejanus really that's getting us into trouble. He's so far in the emperor's pocket that like people are thrown off balance. And Sejanus says in there at one point that part of the problem here is that when Rome decided to have an emperor and people pledged their allegiance to an emperor, they didn't necessarily expect that meant giving over every aspect of their lives to the emperor as well. And Latiarus is like, yeah, it's that Sejanus. He's the one that's getting us. Sejanus like agrees with that, and he's like, really, you think it's mostly him? And Latiarus is like, don't you? Like, haven't you heard about where Livia is living? How do you think Drusus Senior died? Like all this stuff. And we are going to hear a response from Sejanus tomorrow that may be a little controversial. So, a little cliffhanger for you. I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.